Now, a lot of this stuff is just now coming out into the media to where the public has an idea of what goes on behind the scenes. And again, these things have been going on behind the scenes from back to silent movies. And it's not just the music industry. It's the music, it's the movie and television industry as well. Or industries, all three of them. And some of it even goes on in the sports industry. I know this firsthand because I have family members in all of these industries, and I have worked and been in close association all of my life with all these different industries. My home used to be a place of refuge where I had a house on a mountain overlooking a beautiful meadow that had a pond. And honeysuckles grew crazy and wild there, so it was in gardenias, so the fragrant air was wonderful. And people would come to hide. We're talking about major entertainers who could stay in any hotel anywhere in the world, but they would come to my home to hide from the world. They just needed some place where they didn't have to be what we call on all the time. Their persona, where they could just be themselves, because most of what people see of entertainers, it is a persona. It is an image that was made up. It's like an actor playing a role. Actors aren't the only ones who act. Everybody in every industry does. And some people lose themselves to where they don't know which is the persona and which is the person anymore. And sometimes people just needed to get away from everything. Everything. And I've always had houses out in the country and far away from normal civilization because I needed to get away. And they'd ask, can I come hang out for the weekend? Or I'm doing a tour, but I have X amount of time in between tours. Can I just rest over at your place? Yes. Because they knew in my home and around me, there was nothing but love. I didn't want anything from them. I never asked them for anything. They can talk to me and tell me anything they wanted, and they knew it would never be repeated. Things that we take for granted, privacy, they don't have. Everything they do is being judged and watched. Everything they do. Even their most private, intimate moments, someone is trying to hang outside of a window or bug your rooms so that they can catch you at a vulnerable moment and chance. You have no idea the tremendous pressure that people, your favorite stars and entertainers, go through. It is inhumane. It is cruel. One of the things I've never understood about the industry, no other form of job would allow the executives and the people in charge to behave the way the music, television, and movie industry behaves. If a person were to behave even the smallest fraction of the way these people behave, they would have had so many lawsuits against them. They would have been fired. They would have been held up on so many charges. Yet, it seems as though those three industries have always been an exemption. And perhaps it is because those three industries are very satanic. And very powerful satanic people have very strong footholds in those industries. And when I say powerful demons and satanic people and principalities, we're not talking lightweight. This is no joke. Folks always ask me, why did I never go off into the industry? I know pretty much Anybody in every connection that most people will do anything to get. I already know these people. I can contact any one of them anytime I chose. And I choose not to. Because I know every favor, everything anybody does for you comes with a tremendous price. A price that I chose not to be willing to pay. If it takes that price, I don't want it. No, thank you. And don't think everybody has a choice to say no or no, thank you. I've been in many situations and circumstances where a person tried to force the issue whether it was an agreement or not. Fortunately, I have a huge family, and we had people, I had a lot of backup. And my biggest backup, of course, was God. And he always provided me a way out, a way of escape. But it's not because I wasn't almost trapped, or came so close to be trapped, or was caught, but then set free. It's not because these very stories that I'm watching could not have been me easily. And almost was, multiple times. So I'm not going to sit on my high horse and judge these people because I was almost them. Because I know the dirty dealings. I've seen them since I was a little kid. And I've seen how people's entire hearts and spirits have been shattered. Many to the point of no recovery. That they have emotional and mental and spiritual breakdowns to the point that they're lost. Or they believe and they're so ashamed of what has happened to them that they don't feel like they could ever come to God, or God would never hear their prayers. And so they're already doomed. The devil owns them, and there's nothing they can do to get free. They've lost hope. So it's easy for folks who have never experienced or never seen firsthand just how dark and sinister the atmosphere is. It's easy for people to say, well, they go around normal, and survivors are the best at covering up. I know I'm one. When I'm in my greatest pain, you'll never know it. You'll never see it on my face. You'll barely tell. I'm more animated and more expressive when I'm not under severe. But when I am, you'd never know by my actions or my behaviors. Because we have learned to internalize all that pain and hide it from the world, because the world don't want to see our pain. They don't care about how we feel or what we're going through. They just want us to deliver what they want from us. And you've got a taskmaster on their back demanding it, or else. It's just another form of slavery. And one of the most vicious and cruel forms. And now that all this stuff is coming out in the open, I hope the major players involved are held accountable. Now that the rabbit holes are starting to lead in all different directions, I hope every direction, matter of fact, not hope, I pray, may no two rocks be left unturned. May everything that has been hidden, every deep, dark, and dirty secret, and every person involved be exposed for their part in. And most importantly, the people who are forced to do things and forced into situations and circumstances, to give them the courage to stand up and speak their truth. Give them the courage to do what is right, even if they didn't do it prior. Do it now. It still counts.